Hey guys, I'm Izdaisho, welcome back. Playing some Sliver Hive here, and we're waiting on an opponent. So I really enjoy this deck. I think that it's really powerful, and I think that you guys are going to like it too. Hopefully it won't be too powerful. I found that a lot of the other decks are really strong as well, so it might not be overpowered, but I think that it's definitely one of the better decks, and it can really compete with any deck. And watching like 2 months, it's going to be the worst deck in the game by a lot, and people are going to be like, Daisho, you said this deck was good. Why did you lie to us? And yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. But anyway, we're looking at an... This hand's okay. I'm going to keep it. I don't have all my lands. I don't have any mountains. I don't have Terramorphic Expanse. Usually the hands where you don't have all the things are a lot worse. But well, that was a pretty decent draw. But I do have a bunch of spells to cast and a clear path on how I can win the game. If I play Hive Stirrings into Bone-Sized Slither, then I can win. I can definitely win the game with that strategy, especially since I have a Path to Exile backup. All right, that was a pretty nice draw in Survival of the Fittest. Not insane because like the thing that I would be finding with Survival of the Fittest would be a Bone-Sized Slither, but I might want to go, like, if I don't draw any mountains, then I can just go ahead. Oh no, Chittering Rats is so good. That card is incredible. It doesn't really matter what happens, but I'll just put this card on top of my library, and then I have to draw it again next turn. So this card is just incredible, and it's a 3-mana 2/2. I think that card is so good, and yeah, I guess. Oh no, they don't give you time at upkeep, but in regular Magic, you have some time before you draw to play spells. So what I could have done is I could have activated this ability if there was a card in my hand that I didn't want, but I think I kind of want all the cards in my hand right now. Oh, and the reason why that would be interesting is because it would shuffle my library, and then I wouldn't draw this Battle Sliver again. But hopefully I'll draw a land next turn. If not, I mean, I always could path one of my tokens. It's not completely unheard of, but anyway, one thing that I did want to mention, he should attack here, and there's no way I'm going to block, because my slivers are way more important to me than his 2/2 is to him. But one important thing about the Slivers deck is if you have a Terramorphic Expanse on turn 1 and you're not sure what color to go for, Mind Rot, that's really good for him. Then it's generally worth it to go for green, because your turn 2 plays are almost always going to be green. Come on, give me a land. Give me a land off the top. Not the land I was hoping for, but land nonetheless. Because, I mean, it's not terrible because I do get my mountain, but I can't play my spells. So that kind of sucks. Thought Scour. Yeah, that's fine. Mill me 2. Get rid of a land and a Blur Sliver. I guess you mill me. I mean, there's no point in milling himself. In Standard, you mill yourself because there are some things that take advantage. So if you have flashback spells or something like that, then you can take advantage of that. But I haven't really played... that's okay. I can just path this creature and get him the good old 2-for-1. He didn't even get any value out of the armor, but I still get to kill his creature. So that was just really useful for me. All right, let's do this, and I think I want to be casting my Bone-Sized Slither next turn. Sliver. And then I can hit him for, what, 8 damage? It should be a pretty good turn. He's down to 3 cards in hand, but I'm down to 0, or I guess 1. Now down to 0 again. And I'm going to play out this Terramorphic Expanse. Oh, I only get to hit him for 4. I forgot I don't have a Blur Sliver out. But still, 4 damage is a lot. I'm going to go for a green, just so that I can activate Survival of the Fittest and cast a creature next turn. In fact, I'll just go get it right now. So I could be doing a lot to him. If I draw any sliver, then I can go get another sliver. What does this do? When it dies, you can draw a card. That's fine. Doesn't really do anything right now. But if I draw any sliver next turn, I can go get a predatory sliver, give all my creatures +2/+2, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, because this thing is pretty garbage. So now I can go get any creature in my deck, and it's definitely going to be a predatory sliver, I think. Ooh, I could get Mirror Entity. Maybe I should be really getting Mirror Entity, but I want to do some damage this turn, so I'll just get this predatory sliver. And I'm just going to play him. I probably should have gotten Mirror Entity, because then I would basically guarantee to win the game next turn. But I think that's what this is doing for me as well. He's probably... Okay, so he's got a removal spell for this thing, which is unfortunate, but I still have 2 2/2s, so get to do some damage to him. And plus this thing is also pretty good. And the good thing about survival is now I can replace my my bone-sized slither. Yeah, he didn't mill any of the other ones. So next turn I can go get another one, and if he doesn't have another removal spell for me, then it looks like I might be able to win the game. Might not. He probably will have something to play for me, either creature or a removal spell or something. But Mind Leech Mass. Alright, that's that's a good one. Okay, so it's whenever it deals damage, look at that player's hand, you can play... Okay, so that doesn't matter, because I'm not going to have anything in hand. There's pretty much... Yeah, there's literally no way that I'll have a spell in hand. But I can't really attack into that thing, so... But drawing that land was good, because now I can go get 5-drop slivers with my survival. Alright, so he's just drawing lands, it looks like. He can't really attack me. Okay, he can attack me. I stand corrected. That might mean he's got removal for this thing. There's no way that I would ever double block here, because it could mean that he's got some sort of removal spell, and then he can kill it in response and get all my creatures. So we're just going to go ahead, drop this guy. And if he doesn't have a removal spell right now, then we're just straight up going to win the game. Because I'm going to get my other bone-sized sliver. God, I can't freaking talk. But, I mean, there's definitely a good chance that he's got something here, because that attack doesn't really make much sense if he doesn't have anything. So, yeah, let's get in there and see what you got. Alright, so he's got another removal spell, another -3/-3. He's going to get rid of the Double Striker, which was probably the right play. Maybe getting rid of the +1/+1 guy was right, but we'll see. I mean, he's got 1 draw here. We'll see if he attacks, then we know he drew something pretty good. And if he doesn't attack, then we have a suspicion that he didn't draw anything very good. So yeah, I'm just going to play this Battle Sliver, I think. Yeah, I'll just play the Battle Sliver out. I don't have any more bone-sized slithers in my slivers. God, I can't even say the word. In my deck, but yeah, I mean, if he doesn't have a removal spell, which I don't think he does, since if he did, he probably would have attacked last turn, and we're gonna get this game. Yes, victory! All right, so that was a pretty close one. My opponent really stabilized the board with that Mind Leech Mass and a couple of removal spells, but Survival of the Fittest just really helped me out there, and it was able to turn my non-threatening slivers into threatening slivers. But I don't know. I'm not really sure how good my opponent's deck is. I haven't played with that one yet. At first glance, it doesn't look very good, but you never know. Maybe it will end up being good. So this hand is nowhere near as good as the last one. I do have Survival of the Fittest, though. There's a couple spells I can't cast, and I can't cycle those away either. So I'm just going to try for a new one. I think I can do a little better than this. Well, this one is definitely worse, because again, I don't have all my colors, and I can't even cast any spells for a long time. Alright, well, see, that's one thing that I'm not a fan of. I did not even take that very long for that time, and I just got that mulligan off, and if I didn't get that, and if I had to keep the other hand, I would have been really pissed. It needs to give you more time. Like, that's really just the bottom line, I think. Alright, so my opponent switched to the Zombies deck, and played a Gravecrawler on turn 1, and that's one of the scariest starts in this game, Gravecrawler at turn 1. Alright, so we've got a pretty nice curve ourselves in Predatory Sliver into Blur Sliver into hopefully Bone-sized Sliver. But we'll see if we can get there. If not, we can just play Silver Construct, which will be a 3/3 haste, so that should be pretty good. But my opponent does have a decent amount of removal, and I'm just going to go find myself a forest here. But yeah, that deck does have some removal, and it's got some sacrifice things, and he's got some undying creatures, and they have some lords. I mean, that deck is definitely powerful. And hopefully I can draw Fiery Justice, because that would really be ideal here. Because, like, if... Yeah, oh my god, if I just had a Fiery Justice in hand, I would be able to block this thing, and then just wipe his board the next turn. That'd be sweet. He's probably going to attack with both. Nope, just the Gravecrawler. It's fine with me. I think that was probably the right play, but I'm not sure. Is he stuck on Lance? No, okay. And he's also got a spell for me, looks like. Nope, didn't want to cast anything. Alright, so there's another Predatory Sliver. But I'm gonna use all my mana this turn. And maybe in a couple turns I'll be able to play Predatory Sliver and something else. That would be an absolutely absurd turn. Or maybe just next turn I'll play Predatory Sliver to make my guys a little bit bigger. So Blur Sliver is just, again, it's so powerful, and you really have to play with it a bit to... Okay, so he's got a Doomblade. You're just going to kill my my Predatory Sliver, but I mean, Predatory Sliver is also really powerful. But next turn, hopefully, it will be the same attack. And it looks like he had a 3-drop that he could have played last turn, but instead he decided to keep up the Doomblade. I think that was probably the right play on his part. Alright, so he's going to hit me down to 13, which is definitely not ideal against his deck. And he's got an Abattoir Ghoul, so that's really going to stop my attacks in their tracks. But again, if I draw something like Fiery Justice or Path to Exile or Face Fetters or just another land, then yeah, so I'm just going to play this thing and hold back here, because there's really nothing I can do, unfortunately. But if by playing the Predatory Sliver, it means that he can't attack me with his Gravecrawler next turn, unless he's got a removal spell for me. So if he does send in the Gravecrawler, well, that's really hard to tell, because if he sends in the Gravecrawler, it could just be he's bluffing a trick, because he could just replay the Gravecrawler right away, so it's not really too difficult, or too much of a tell if he attacks. Normally, if he attacks, then it would be pretty obvious that he's got something to kill my Predatory Sliver, and then the Blur Sliver will, yeah. I think I have to take the bait here, and if he's got a removal spell for me, he's got one, but if not, then I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I mean, it could have just been that he wanted to get this Gravecrawler out, sign in blood. Hopefully he'll target me. Okay, so, I mean, my opponent does look like a pretty good player. He doesn't look like he would mess up that badly and just target himself on something like that. But, alright, and he's got a Black Cat as well. And he's going to play his Gravecrawler out too. Back from the grave. That's what that thing does. It's the name of the card. But, ugh. These land draws are killing me. Okay, and I'm gonna send in my Blur Sliver, because if he's probably gonna block with the Black Cat, and I'm just gonna discard a land, so that'll be fine. Nope, he's just gonna take it. I guess that was probably a bad play then. Alright, I need to draw something big here. Give me a Megantic Sliver or something like that. Or Bone Scythe Sliver. Or the thing that pings. That would be nuts. Pinging Sliver. Piver. So again, we're just gonna fall for the bait. Take the bait. If he's got anything for me, then he's got it, but you can't really play around it at this point in the game. We're too far behind. Whew. Alright, come on. Give me Pinger Sliver. That's what I want to draw next turn. Man, that would be absurd. Or Mirror Entity. That thing is pretty good. Okay, I I don't think I can attack here. But I will be able to next turn, for sure. Alright. Go ahead, buddy. What you got? Cruel Revival. Destroy target non-zombie creature and return a zombie from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, I don't know why he returned Gravecrawler to his hand, but whatever. I mean, I guess he didn't have any mana to play it out last turn. Was that the deal? Alright, that's going to be some damages. But what I'm going to do here is, since I do have Mirror Entity, I can just make my things 3/3s. So I should just be able to eat his board. I don't want to block this Butcher Ghoul because my only real way to win this game is if he doesn't have blockers. So I don't want his creature to die and then undie, is what I'm trying to say. And this isn't going to kill me. It'll only take me down to 3 anyway. I just have to discard a land from the Black Cat. So that's not a big deal. So I don't mind taking that one. But he's only got... Oh, so I actually think I just win. I can't believe he just made that attack. Because his Gravecrawler can't block. And I've got my Mirror Entity. Maybe he just didn't read Mirror Entity. But yeah, he's got 0 cards in hand. I can just make my creatures 6/6s and kill him. Alright. I accept. Sir the Annihilator Raimundo, I accept your offering. And Thorncaster Sliver was the one that I was looking for in the past bunch of turns, but I guess my opponent made that mistake and then it didn't really matter. But the Thorncaster Sliver would have really helped if he didn't make that huge mistake. So anyway, that was a couple of wins. I think I mean, I might have had that game anyway. It would have been pretty close. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video and have a nice day. Bye.